And to me, this is the mark. This is the mark of what could be the end right here. Here? Yeah, okay. This is good. This is a good spot. Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest takeaway here is that if we don't do something soon, then Hollywood is going to die. I mean, here's an example. Have you seen the new movie Caught Stealing? You know, the kind of generic dark comedy. I guess it's like a thriller drama. Yeah, Hollywood puts one of these out ever so often. It's starring Austin Butler and Zoe Kravitz, all these big actors. I mean, this is a Hollywood release, but it's kind of one of those generic movies that, luckily, I mean, I have to say, it is better than a lot of these movies that have come out like that in the last 5 to 10 years. And it wasn't like buried in some online streaming service. It actually went to the theaters, which was a good thing. But at first glance, if you're watching the trailer for this movie and you're getting excited about it, you might think it's like a Guy Ritchie movie. You know, kind of gangster, thriller, chase kind of movie. And to the naked eye, to the average moviegoer, maybe that's fun. Maybe that's a good date night movie. And it has a little more taste than a lot of these movies that have come out like that in the last 10 years or so. You know, they used to make movies like this all the time in the 90s, and this movie even takes place in the 90s, and I think it was trying to take us back there, but at the end of the day, it was kind of a generic person, you know, character in a situation they shouldn't be in, and they have to find their way out of it sort of movie. But what if I told you that the director of Caught Stealing is the same director that did Black Swan, Requiem for a Dream, Noah, Mother, and The Whale? Prolific director who for some reason is directing a generic movie like this. And then what if I told you it was shot by a 3-time Oscar-nominated DP, Matthew Labattie? And even if you haven't seen the movie, if you watch the trailer and you look at it, you can see that it looks like any other movie that's come out in the last few years. The cinematography is the same. It could be an Apple TV show or it could be a big Hollywood movie. It looks the same. Anyone could have shot this movie. And this is no hate on the director or the DP. I think they're fabulous creators. Why are they in this position? Why are they having to shoot like this? Why have they lost their ability to have their voice? I do think this movie is a little bit more elevated than some of the other movies like this in its kind of genre right now. But that's because Darren Aronofsky, yes, the director, Darren Aronofsky, is directing the movie. But Darren Aronofsky's print, his thumbprint, is not on this movie at all. If you would have just pulled up a Joe Schmo director, I wouldn't even second guess that someone that I didn't even know or recognize shot or directed this movie. And to me, this is the mark. This is the mark of what could be the end right here. Hollywood won't give money for art. They won't give money to someone like Darren Aronofsky to go make something like Black Swan, a dark drama that mixes fantasy and really high psychological ideas and thrill for I believe, an Oscar-winning movie. And maybe Aronofsky just wanted to make this, and that's fine. But it still makes me question what's going on behind the scenes here. Like, Darren Aronofsky can't make a movie he wants to make. We're all at a loss here. And even when someone takes a risk like that and makes something kind of in this generic genre territory, it flopped at the box office. You have Austin Butler and Zoe Kravitz, two of the hottest actors in Hollywood right now, and they can't even bring in a draw on a movie like this. And that's where we're at. We actually want that authenticity back. We want that art back. We want the Aronofsky's thumbprint back. And maybe Hollywood can see that. Maybe they can see the writing on the wall. Another example here might even be something like The Killer, a David Fincher film released on Netflix. Sad to say that David Fincher is releasing his movies on Netflix and not in theaters anymore. That's just already a sad sentence. But I'm here for it. I'm here for anything David Fincher creates. And The Killer was a good movie. But it's still, compared to all of his other movies in the lineup, it's kind of down here, right? It's lower budget, it's smaller scope, which is fine. I like those types of movies, but is this because of the same problem? Can Fincher also not get the funding now to make the movies that he usually likes to make? Maybe they no longer will give him the 180 days to make something like with The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. Maybe he only gets 60 days to make a movie, and so he has to compromise. Or maybe he still gets his 180 days, but the budget has to still be lower. The scope has to be smaller, and it will not get a theatrical release. Nor a Blu-ray release, might I add. I walked out of Caught Stealing with my friend, who also understands the world of filmmaking, but Didn't even know going into it that Caught Stealing was an Aronofsky movie, that it was shot by Matthew Lavatique. He liked how it looked, but once I told him that, it kind of blew his mind. And that's where we're at right now. This is the state of Hollywood. Thanks for having me. I hope I can come back soon. We can talk more about movies. There's more to say. There's more to talk about. I mean, the structure of movies, the death of the movie star, the death of the first act. There's just more to talk about. All I'm saying is that we gotta save Hollywood. And I don't know what to do here. I guess the audience is gonna have to stop going to the movies. We're gonna have to only support movies that we know are worth supporting, or the type of movies we want to see. Cancel all of our streaming platforms. I don't know what it is yet, but we need to figure it out as an audience that loves movies. Okay, I gotta go.
Okay. So now that he's gone, I want to thank the sponsor of this video, which is Squarespace. Squarespace is an all-in-one platform to present your work online. Start a completely personalized website with Design Intelligence from Squarespace. Design Intelligence empowers anyone to build a beautiful, bespoke digital identity to use across your entire online presence. Maybe you want to start an online store to sell your photography or other products. Squarespace has the built-in functionality to get one of those up and running quickly, and I've actually been using Squarespace to run my online stores for almost a decade now. And of course, if you're like me, you're probably looking to build a portfolio, which Squarespace has tons of features for that very thing. You can even create private galleries for client work using these tools. As you acquire work through your website, you can now collect payments using branded invoices, manage client info, feedback, and payment activity all in one place. So if you're looking for a home for your work, you can do that with Squarespace. Click the link in the description to get 10% off, and I want to thank Squarespace for sponsoring this video.